I'm excited. I want you just to sit back and be inspired, taught, motivated, and empowered by a woman that I instantaneously became friends with. And she's a sister in the Lord, and she's precious. I'm going to let her introduce herself because the list is so long besides Lace Wig University.
Thank you so much for having me. My name is Marquetta Breslin, and I am, oh my goodness. First and foremost, I am a child of a living God, the living God. I'm so grateful and thankful to be able to serve a part of the beauty industry that a lot of people don't even realize is so massive, and that is in the wig industry. I started making wigs and I taught myself how to make wigs when my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer back in 2006. As a result of the chemotherapy, she lost all of her hair, and I just was a daughter that didn't want to see her mom having to look like what she was going through. So I set out to learn or to teach myself how to make wigs, make lace wigs. But there was nothing available other than old books that referenced old tools and strategies that we just didn't have now. Through prayer and the Lord giving me dreams and visions, I somehow, through the mercy and grace of God, created my own approach to making lace wigs from scratch. And so I made my mom her first lace wig, and I saw how that wig totally changed her perception about how she felt about herself. And I went to the Lord and I said, I need to do this for other people. Can you help me strategize and learn how I can put something together to help other people? What I didn't know is that years before that, so about 3 years before that, we started a business called braidsbybreslin.com. My husband had the grand idea for me to take something that I did as a hobby and teach other people, which was braiding hair. I've been braiding hair since I was 6 years old. And he said, you should teach other people how to do this. And I said, no, I don't really want to do that. We were in the Air Force and I just wanted to retire from the Air Force. But I said yes. And that yes was the thing that prepared me to teach something as complex as lace wigs, and I did not know that. The Lord was equipping me and exercising my teaching bug and understanding how to structure content in such a way that anybody can consume it. So that when my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer and she lost all of her hair, and I created my own approach to making lace wigs, when it was time for me to teach that to other women, I already knew how to structure and I already knew how to teach. And so that's what I did. I created what was then the Lace Wig training system, which consisted of six DVDs, 2 workbooks, a glossary, and 4 handouts. And we launched it, and it did amazing. And to date, I've been able to help people from all over the world. We've sold the Lace Wig training system to over 70 countries, thousands of customers. I'm also an author, a mom of 2 teenagers. Pray for me. Wife as well.
It's so true. So true.
Yes. So this year makes 20 years in business. And, I always say that our business is our ministry. So here I am, and I'm so excited for the future of this industry.
A lot of the people that are in our Hair Loss University are practitioners. They buy wigs from manufacturers, they might design them, they might buy them pre-custom, and then they do all the alteration colors and those things on the heads of these people as they transform them, from cancer patients to female pattern hair loss, male hair loss, as well as our Children's Wigs for Kids organization that to provide the children with hand-tied wigs. But you make them from scratch. And in the industry right now, across the board, because I consult with 5 of the probably the biggest manufacturers, overseas, from Italy to Indonesia. The reality is that the quality, the design factors, the desire to omit custom goods is absolutely like a tornado hitting our industry. And most of
Mhm.
the people that are practitioners, their hands are tied. They don't have any ability
Mm.
because they don't know how to make it, or they don't have some resources like the women that you've trained, the men that you've trained all over the world. Because there's a woman, where was she at? Was she from Africa? That in last night's program,
Nigeria.
Nigeria. She built a
Yes.
factory.
Yes.
Tell that story. Would you tell that story? That
Oh
was
man,
precious.
I remember her. I've trained. I've had so many live events that I've had so many people come in that I don't get to remember everybody. But there's a few that the Lord will just lay on my heart,
Hmm.
and I'll remember them. So I distinctly remember meeting her and everything. So I had a live event. I had a Lace Wig launch where I opened up enrollment for my Lace Wig training. She shares the story that she was just online. She was just on YouTube looking for a way to fix. I think she was looking for a way to fix a wig that she had, but she didn't know how to fix it. And she stumbled upon one of my videos, and I was talking about ventilating or something like that. So immediately she went down the rabbit hole and she said, "Oh my gosh, I have to learn this."
Mm.
So she enrolled in my training. She picked a flight. She said, "I have to fly to Las Vegas." And she's telling her husband all of these things. So she enrolls in the course. She doesn't buy any tools. She bought absolutely no tools because she said she wanted to wait until she got here.
Hmm.
So she's watching the course, and her husband's like, "Aren't you supposed to be going through, like, aren't you supposed to be doing that with
Hmm.
her?" She says, "No, I just want to watch it. I ordered my tools. I had them shipped to Vegas." So she had a journey even getting here. She almost didn't even make it to Las Vegas. She got here, they lost her tools, but
Oh.
she somehow made it work. And she sat in that room. And I remember she sat in that room and she watched and she listened and she just started practicing.
Mm.
And so she attended the event. She went through all of the marketing stuff that I taught. She goes back home and she starts implementing. Once she started implementing, people started asking her to make them pieces.
Hmm.
She starts making pieces, and then she got a phone call and somebody wanted more than what she could handle. So she had to hire, I think, 2 assistants at the time. And then it just started to grow. But the crazy thing about this entire story is she had no experience whatsoever. This was in 2018.
Mm.
Now here we are in 2023, and she has a factory. She had to do something because she couldn't handle the workload.
Hmm.
So she started training and hiring people to work in her factory. And now she has 30 people in her factory,
Wow.
and they churn and burn 40 closures out a day. They make wigs. The turnaround is
Mm.
in about a week for wigs. And it just completely blew me away. It
Wow.
completely blew me away. And she's also a believer. She loves the Lord. And when I interviewed her, she said, I after we were done interviewing, she said, I thank God every day that I get to help my community by
Mm.
training these women and men and giving them a skill, and now they can feed their families
Mm.
with
Mm.
wigs.
That's
That is
precious.
just mind blowing to
Precious.
me, and it's just incredible.
That excited me so much because you gave a woman who had no skill set in a 3-day course and the tools and the videos to be able to go fast forward. In our university, it's been the same type of thing where you see somebody come in brand new or just, virgin in the relationship of awareness, but the Lord's leading them somehow to get in front of you, or they find you on YouTube or something. And all of a sudden, a number of years later, they've got their own practice, or they've got their own factory in your case. That is such a reward. It's just so wonderful to see that. And I hear your people. When I saw some of your flash videos of your events, I thought you were at an ABS show. I thought you were at premiere show. The room was, I mean, jam packed. And then when I found out that was your class, it was just off the charts. And everybody's so excited because
Yeah.
ventilating hair. I mean, it's not for everybody, but
Right?
ventilating hair and teaching them how to pluck and do all the things with the parts. That's really exciting. And I found the reason I joined the university and joined the American Association that you've created, and the Inner Circle group that you can announce whenever you change the name of, that I learned in my career more in the short period of time of behind the scenes. Even though I designed for manufacturers, I've created a design series and my own line, you taught me so much more of in-depth level of hitting it incredibly, because where I studied in Europe, they made the wigs like you make them. The arcs over the ears instead of an elastic band coming across the ears. The hairline that frames the face instead of just hits the face. All of those things that are there. I love the picture of your mom when you showed that a couple of times, because my mom died of cancer and was one of my motivations, along with my niece who got cancer, that threw me from celebrity hairdresser, doing the President of the United States and the Saudi Arabians and runway models, into hair replacement, which everybody thought I'd gone loco. Why are you going to do this? And like you, the Lord just said, I'm going to now take you and give you skills and talents to make beautiful people from the inside out. And that's what we see every time we turn someone around in the mirror, or that we train one of our professionals. It's kind of a double benefit, because we're teaching them to become, disciples and professionals, and they're changing the lives of people that we could. And talk about a Jesus plan. I mean, that really is making disciples of those that can go out and do way more than you could do by yourself. So that has been really precious. That's precious. Tell us a little bit about the course. Now, there's the course that you get a kit.
Yes.
Yeah. And the actual university has a fee to join. The fee right now is what? I know that you've got some bonuses and stuff right now, but the fee for that is
$395.
$395.
And we have payment plans as well. People ask me, we get emails every time we open enrollment. People are like, is this real? For everything that we get, is this actually real? But my thought process behind it is, I want anybody who wants to get this training to be able to enroll in this training, because I know how life-changing it can be, not only for the people that are consuming the training, but for the people that they're going to bless because they're able to service them. So I wanted to make it very affordable. So we broke up payment plans.
You even added a payment plan because of one email. You cut it in half. I thought that was just precious. That's precious.
I did. So they're able to pay, of course, the one pay. They're also able to break up the payments into 4 payments of $99 or 12 payments of $39. It's just a no-brainer. I always tell people it's a business in a box. And it's easy it's easy to learn a skill. It's easy to learn a skill, but you have to know, you have to understand all aspects of it in marketing to be able to really and truly utilize that skill to serve other people. So when I created Lace Wig University, I wanted to make sure that I touched on all of those points, that I touched on building your wig from scratch inside Lace Wig training system, which is the first phase. And also inside the bonuses as well. I flew in instructors from all over the world to teach in their areas of expertise within the industry. And then I teach on marketing and all of those things. And I wanted to put together a robust program so that anybody who went through that program would be just like Araway in Nigeria, would be able to take everything that they learned and implement it into their business. That was very, very, very important to me.
The course is, you have 2 kind of venues. You have the course online, like we have courses online, and you also then, you have a library, as we do in the Hair Loss University, but you also have a 3-day live event in Las Vegas. That is where they physically work on building a hairpiece.
Yes. So they go in depth on the strategy and technique of ventilating, understand how to hand tie the hair from your basic single knot to all the other knots, understanding directional knotting and all of those things, because that's what's important. And I always tell people, I always emphasize at that event too, that wig making is bigger than just making lace wigs from scratch. There's so much more that you can do. You can do repairs to pieces. You can just add more hair to pieces. You can take a manufactured piece and customize it for your client. There's so many things that you can do with that skill. So I talk about all of that, and then it's 2 days of marketing. But At all of my live events since 2016, I started offering prayer. I open up the door for prayer at the live events usually after the first day. This came from a text message from my husband that said, the Lord just spoke to me when I was in the shower and said that we're supposed to start praying for people at these live events. And at first, I was very nervous about that because, you know, what we're all told, you never mix God and business. You don't ever do that.
Mhm.
And I said, you know, how can I not acknowledge God when God blessed us so abundantly and so
Mhm.
much with this business and with the people? So I said, okay. I said, all right, that's fine. I'll offer prayer. So I extend the invitation for prayer at the live events. And it went from, you know, a few people showing up to, and when we had the events in Charleston, to almost every attendee showing up for prayer. Even
Mm.
people from the casinos were standing in line for prayer when we opened it up. The lines have gotten so long that we have had to go into the actual casino, and the lines are going through the slot machines as they're standing there waiting for prayer. And it's people from all walks of life. We don't tell anybody, you know, if you're in this part of the community or if you're living this way, you can't come for prayer. It is open for
Mhm.
anyone to come in for prayer. And then there's healing that takes place and deliverance and all kinds of incredible things. The
Mm.
prophetic words are spoken over people. And that right there has been amazing because
Mm.
people think that they're showing up to learn a skill about wig making, and they
Mhm.
are, but they leave totally transformed
Mhm.
and feeling free. You can't really articulate that part of the live event. You can't really put that into words other than what I just said,
Got to
because it
experience
is
it. Yeah.
yes, you have to experience. It's
Yeah.
unlike anything that you've ever experienced at a hair event.
That is so precious. That is so precious. We had done that in a couple of factory shows that they brought us in as the guest
Mm,
artists, and we were training. And we too had someone say, you know, I know you're kind of a Christian because you season everything with either a scripture or something.
oh
And,
yes.
you know, we both look both ways because, again, there's that issue that you're not supposed to mix the business.
Yes.
And I said, you know what? Tomorrow's Sunday. I'll meet anybody for maybe a Bible study or something at 7:30 because
Yes.
I've ministered all my life, and my Christian life. And same thing. I thought it would be with two people in the room, and it was amazing how many
Oh,
people are hungry. And you said
mm,
something too in the spiritual realm. It's not just the churchgoers. Many times those people in the line, I'm sure like our room was filled, it was filled with people that maybe had gotten turned off by church but saw the real
yes.
you. They saw the real application of how you apply your Christianity into your work, and you're
Mm,
not preaching on a box, you're just living it out. And
yes.
that's life practical application of the biblical principles that we believe in. And people really are gravitating, especially now, I think more than ever, to that. And after they go through the course, you have a couple of other entities. You've got the American Wakes Association, and you've got
Yes.
the Inner Circle group, along with your
Yes.
YouTube, along with your Facebook, along with your Instagram. Tell us about the other two, the American Association and the Inner Group.
One of the biggest issues that my mom had when she was going through cancer, was finding a hairpiece that actually fit her hair texture. And when I was in the interim of trying to make a wig for her and trying to figure it out, she would wear these unflattering hair pieces. I remember going into, there was a hair salon inside the cancer center that she was going to, and I remember walking in there with her, and the stylist hands my mom a wig that did not look like it was her texture, and it just did not look flattering at all, and there were no options for her. And so I couldn't help but look at every wig that I saw on the wall that just did not, it just, they didn't look right.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to myself, it can't be like this. I would rather people who are suffering from cancer to be able to have something, if they want to wear a wig, to be able to have somebody who can really help them find something that suits them, that they
Hmm.
don't have to feel like they're wearing a wig. That's really when the idea for the American Wig Association was birthed, but I didn't know that. So I sat on it and I prayed on it for years. And then in 2020, during the pandemic, as we were all sitting in our homes, my husband came to me and he said, I think that we need to start the American Wig Association.
It's a
And
prayerful husband you have and a listening ear to God's voice.
yes. And so, to make a long story short, I said, you know what, let's do it. And it is a place where people who provide wig services, you don't even have to make the wigs. If you provide a wig service for people who have cancer, people who just want to wear wigs for fun, or people who suffer from permanent hair loss, the American Wig Association is a place where people who need wigs can find people who provide them. And
Mm,
so we created the American Wig Association to bring everybody together. It really was highlighted to me how many people need wigs. I had a video on Facebook go viral in December. It got up to 65 million views.
wow.
Now, this video was just me reacting to a guy that was putting on different toupees, and each look looked amazing. But there's almost a million likes on that video and 500,000 comments. And half of those, which is about 250,000 people, were like, where do I get this? How do I get this? I'm suffering from hair loss. Yeah, I mean, it was so much, and it just re-inspired me. It re-inspired me to really talk about this more, to talk about hair loss, like what you do and the things that people suffer from when it comes to hair loss, and the solutions. It really re-inspired me, and it was shining a light on how many people still don't know what their options are. So it just made me thankful all over again for why we created the American Wig Association, to help bridge the gap and connect those people. And that's where I sent everybody to and said, hey, if you're looking for a piece, this is a centralized location where you can potentially find somebody in your area that can help you.
Yes.
And it's been very, very helpful. And I'm always encouraging people to join the American Wig Association, because there's so many people out there who need our help and they don't know where to find it.
Mhm.
And a lot of it is because it's taboo, or they're really uncomfortable with reaching out. They don't know what to do or where to go. And so that is a central place where everybody can meet and say, okay, I provide these pieces, so people can say, hey, I need this, and they can
Mhm.
get connected. So when you become a member, you get your own landing page within the website. People are able to search via zip code and find you. You're able to post pictures of your work. There's additional training that's in there as well, for your business. And it's just really, really, really amazing. It's only $99 to join for the year. So I'm really, really, really excited about that. Another thing that I did last year was I wanted to bring and build a community of people who were like-minded, but who are also kingdom driven in business. And
Mhm.
I decided to create the Inner Circle. At that time, we called it the Inner Circle. And it was a place where like-minded people could come together, and I share my knowledge in business. And we read a book of the month together, and I show them how I take different books from different industries, consume that book, but also implement what I learned from
Mm.
the book. Because
Important.
a lot of people don't implement. They'll learn something and then they sit on it. And
Mhm.
that's gold that you're sitting on. It's
Mhm.
something that you can implement into your business in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Because over the past 20 years, that's how we were able to build our business.
Mm.
And so with that, I over the course of the year, I've always wanted to build it and make it even better. And so last October, I started praying and asking God, how do you want me to build this? How can I expand this to serve people better? And so after months of praying on it, my husband and I came together and we decided to create or to change the name of it to the P4 movement: prayer, purpose, power and production. And it's about building an army of men and women. I'm going to say women first, but it's about building an army of men and women who want to know how to operate in the power of prayer in their business, who can operate in their purpose, who understand that, the Lord has given us power. My favorite verse is Deuteronomy 8:18. But remember the Lord your God, for it is He who gives you the power to produce wealth. And also the importance of productivity. A lot of times we think we can't get things done because we don't understand how to be productive in a world where our phones help us too much to become consumers and not producers of things.
Mhm.
We all have gifts. We all have reasons for being, right? We have a reason for being on this earth. And it is our God given duty to go and sow into the lives of other people and be productive in that right. Everybody else is productive in spewing the things that they believe in, whether it's hate or negativity or
Mhm.
whatever it is. So we as believers have to stand and take authority so that we can sow amazing seeds into people. That's the community that I've built. We will meet once a week, doing Bible study and prayer and bringing in people from different industries. Some of my friends from other industries who are also believers that serve the Lord in their own right, that
Mm.
have a lot to offer. And I'm really excited about that. It's $19 a month and you can join right there on YouTube, and
Mm.
it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really, really, really excited.
And we'll have all the links down below for everybody to get to. You also took this to the next level, and you've actually opened up a hairpiece company that you make the wigs. And I'm excited about that, and you can tell the audience about that too. And I'm also excited about the Hair Loss University practitioners being able to connect with, like for repairs or having wigs made by your community, because I think, talk about being made in America, except for the one that's got the 30 workers out across the lake, so to say. But in turn, I'd like to see the two learn about each other, because one of the things and all the shows, programs that I've traveled in and done keynote speaking or workshops, that the women of color have been literally unattended to in the wig market, not the extension market, but the wig market is absolute. And what I do, which is integration systems and partials and those type of things, I walked out with 2 or 3 of my very close friends that came and said, Jeff, we see nothing in this whole show for us. And it broke my heart. I went to both of the administrative groups and told them that my issue is that has to be changed. But you've changed it from the inside out, because you've already taken people that either some of them were wearing wigs and just wanted to get into it, because you're able to teach people that are not even licensed as a hairdresser, because they don't have to be. It's one of your YouTube and Facebook programs.
In 2020, I flew over to India. I flew over to India. I thought I was going to go over there and visit different factories, and I did, but I also did some ministry work while I was in India. But I connected with an incredible hair factory over there. I visited multiple hair factories. I was able to see firsthand, how things are done. And I connected with an incredible factory over there and was able to start and launch our hair company, which is called Ezra Hair and Wig Company. And it's based on a verse in Hebrews that's all about helping people. Hebrews 16:13, which is all about helping people and being there to be able to serve and help people in that light. So I always wanted to be able to find some quality hair that people can use, just in hair extensions, but also in wig making. And so we were able to launch the company, and this year we're launching the hair pieces for that company that's going to consist of toppers and toupees and wigs. And one of the biggest things that I wanted to do was make sure, just like you said, that I had hair textures that fall in line with the African American community, because as you say, it was very difficult, and we were not able to find anything that looked like our hair for years. And so that was one of the things that I wanted to make sure I focused on. And I'm just really excited about the future of Ezra and everything that we're doing over there. We have some hair tools and some t-shirts as well, and some different types of merchandise over there, and lace that people can use to do repairs or to make wigs with and things like that. And it's just been an amazing journey, and I'm really excited. It hasn't even been, I don't think, 6 months yet since we launched the company. So it's
Real,
still brand.
real lace, not
Oh,
nylon.
oh, you have it. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So I'm really excited about that.
Well, I appreciate you taking your schedule in the midst of the busyness that you're in. I just pray that God blesses you tenfold, because you're doing so much for so many, both on the professional side and the consumer side. You're giving moms the ability to bring incomes in that are incredible. I can't wait to tie more knots and more links to our relationship, but I'm gonna let you go, but I'm gonna say thank you, and I hope you feel like I do. I feel we've become close, kindred spirits, and in all the areas that we work in. So God bless you, and remember that beauty begins within. I continue to say at the end of every program, you show that beauty. So thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me.